you think texting in the middle of a game is a bad idea? What about texting while driving? Don't even think about it.
Drive now, text later, live longer. A message from Insurance Bureau of Canada and the Canadian Women's Hockey League.
Hello Toronto, Boston, and CWHL fans all across the World Wide Web. This is the Boston Blades versus the Toronto Furies tonight on CWHL.ca. My name is Asher Roth. It is my pleasure to be calling this one for you here tonight. And it'll be a one heck of a matchup between the defending champion Toronto Furies, who will be looking to improve their record. They currently sit dead last in the CWHL at 3-4-1, but they have, however, played 2 less games than the next team up, which includes the Boston Blades, who have played 10 games this season. They sit 6-3-1, 3 points back of first place, and currently riding a 2-game winning streak after they took 2 out of 3 against the Calgary Inferno 2 weeks ago. The stoppers of the scoring sockets tonight for the Boston Blades, it'll be Genevieve Lacasse. No surprise, or in fact perhaps a bit of a surprise, as generally the Boston Blades will ride a goaltending platoon between Lacasse and Brittany Ott. Lacasse has played 5 games this season. Ott has played 4. Lacasse is 4-0-0-1. That one loss, a shootout loss. She's got a goals against average of 1.5 and a save percentage of .936. For the Furies, Christina Kessler getting her 6th game of the season in tonight. She is 2-3 on the season, no overtime or shootout losses. She'd like to improve upon that 3.74 goals against average and that .884 save percentage in perhaps what you might refer to as a small sample size. Some veterans missing out of the lineups for both teams tonight. Mallory DeLuce, number 7 for Toronto, along with veteran Olympian and now broadcaster Tessa Bonhomme and Brooke Beezer not in the lineup, along with Allura Kears. And for Boston, it's Alyssa Gagliardi, Janine Weber, Monique Lemera, Brianna Decker, Kelly Stack, Jenny Porter, and that is it. As well, we saw Gigi Marvin, the veteran, was listed on their roster, but she is not listed tonight, so we'll have to find out a little more about that. We are underway as they battle for it in the corner. It is wrestled loose there by Megan Bozick, the rookie, who also spent time on the American national team, and that one is cleared out, where Lacasse will come right out to play it in front of Tara Watchorn, another former Olympian, as this one is brought in. Hillary Knight was looking for a shot. It winds up on the near side. Koizumi takes a hit from Zamora. They battle for it along the boards, and it is cleared to the line and just out. Picked up at center by Casey Bellamy, and it's dumped back into the Blades zone. Lacasse will come right out and play it. It would appear that the trapezoid rule not in effect here in the CWHL, as Lacasse played that puck right through what would be the imaginary line here tonight. Played behind the net by Jillian Dempsey. Cross to her teammate Bellamy, clears it all the way out into the Furies zone, but it doesn't quite have racing. Picked up along the board by Tara. And Terry tries to pick it up, and now it's behind by Dempsey. Dempsey brings it towards the net. Caught by Kess. Allowed to rebound. Nobody will pick it up. Kelly can play it. Michelle Bonello, the veteran and captain of the Toronto Furies, and played into the Boston zone. Kelly Terry, wearing number 21 tonight, not listed as a part of the Furies roster, but getting the start because of a number of injuries, and I believe there's a flu bug going around the Furies locker room. And given what's going on around the NHL, let's hope it doesn't have anything to do with that mumps that is going around. Dumped deep into the Furies zone. Played back there by Molson over to Laurel Hill, played into the neutral zone, picked up by Bellamy, across to Blake Bolden, her defense partner. Bolden, who Digit Murphy told us last Clarkson Cup can throw a hit harder than just about anybody in the league. Or excuse me, she can shoot harder than anybody in the league. Bellamy at the blue line. Inside to Megan Myers, another rookie this year for the Blades. Off the boards, kept in at the line by Bolden. They'll try and clear it out as Molson passes it across to Julie Allen, brought into the Boston zone. Katie Wilson trying to get it towards the net, can't get a shot away. They battle for it along the boards. Bozek will pinch to keep it in. Played back behind the net, picked up and played back by Bellamy, and Dempsey will clear it, lob it out to center ice where it's picked up by the Furies, and it's Megan Bozic. Bozic brings it in. She tries the shot. It's blocked in front by Fratkin. Cleared out now by the Blades. Now it'll be picked up by Smelker, trying to get a shot away in front of the net. It winds up behind it. Tara French will chase it to the far corner. Megan Arts gets there first and will play it behind the net, but she gives it away. Smelker plays it to the line. Watchorn. Tara Watchorn, her shot, a tip attempt there by Knight was unsuccessful. She tried to center it then, but it was tipped back behind the net. Watchorn off the boards. Hillary Knight winds, fires. It was tipped and it went wide of the net. That was Megan Dugan getting a piece of it. Now Knight will try it again. Centering pass to Dugan. She couldn't get a shot away. And it's picked up by Megan Hart. She will clear it to center ice, where it's immediately picked right back up by Kelly Fratkin. Handed off in the neutral zone. Dugan brings it in. With her is Knight. Koizumi can't keep it in at the line. It rolls just out on the far boards. Koizumi backtracks into her own zone, is knocked down. Now a backhand attempt, centering, and they can't get the shot away. That was Baldwin trying to get the shot, but she just couldn't get her stick on it on the backhand. Bonello plays it back. Tanis Lamoureux tips it. Baldwin battles for it. It's kept in, and now Dempsey will try and keep it alive. Dempsey pinching, her shot blocked in front of the net. A nice play by Lexi Hoffmeyer. Blake Bolden across to Bellamy. Two of them have gotten a fair amount of ice time here in the first 5 minutes of play. 14:52 remaining in the opening period. Not many scoring chances so far for either side. Jess Koizumi gives it away to Bonello. She plays it across to Hoffmeyer and clears it into the neutral zone, where it will be picked up by Fratkin behind her own net. Passes up along the boards to Pickett, who passes back to Fratkin. Back up to Pickett, who takes a hit now from Corey Chevry. Kept in at the blue line by Molson. Now it's brought in, though, by Pickett. Kept in at the blue line. Nice quick pass across to Watchorn. A bit too strong for her, but there to help her out was Ashley Cottrell. Behind the net now, Pickett trying to find someone to pass to. She gives it away to Shannon Molson, but there to attack it pretty hard was Rachel Lannis. Or excuse me, that was Kelly Cook, number 2, as opposed to number 12, and it's picked up in the neutral zone by Cottrell and dumped in off the far boards. Corinne Buey off the boards. Her pass played by Denna Lang, wearing number 19 tonight. Gloved out of midair by Bolden. She will keep it in and try and stick handle her way into the shooting lane, but couldn't get a shot away. Now she takes a hit along the boards by Kelly Terry, who has played well so far in this one of her first games, and that shot right on, stopped by Christina Kessler. So as I mentioned earlier, the Furies currently riding a 3-game losing streak. They lost 4-0 to the Montreal Stars back on November 30th to start it off, and then 2 weeks ago were beaten in a home-and-home series by the Brampton Thunder, 5-4 in Brampton and 2-1 here at the MasterCard Center. This is just the 3rd game here at home for the Furies. Shot right off the face-off there by Knight, went up and over the net. Natalie Spooner, the superstar, plays it into the neutral zone, but it's given away and tipped in by Megan Dugan, played behind the net. Hillary Knight, the captain, trying to get it free. She gives it away, though. Playing it off the boards was Tara French. Off the near boards, Smelker. Now a shot in the lane there by Fratkin was stopped by Kessler. The pass towards the blue line by Smelker. Nobody was there. Dempsey pinching, and she takes the wrister. Kessler turns it aside, and the rebound deflects into the far corner. Kelly Terry plays it off the far boards rather. She will backhand it deep into the blade zone where it's played immediately by Fratkin. Picked up by Lannis and played into the neutral zone where Bonello will wrist it right back in, right back at Fratkin. Pitching on her was Katie Wilson. Dempsey trying to play it to the line but not out. Arts keeps it in. Stick handles her way around two Blades defenders. Hoffmeyer at the blue line looking for the shot. She wrists it, no tip in front. Closest one there looked like Julie Allen, but she couldn't get a stick on it. Backhanded in by Katie Wilson. Wilson buzzing towards the front of the net. Megan Arts trying to get it loose. Koizumi now on the puck with a little help from Dempsey. And they will play it into center ice. Allen throws an elbow on Koizumi along the boards right in front of the linesman. Dumped in and offside was Katie Wilson, just about a step and a half over as Molson made the pass to her with 11:19 remaining in the opening period. In that last game against Brampton, Christina Kessler stopped 22 of 24 in defeat. The Furies in that game managed just 17 shots on goal, so offense has been a bit of a problem for them. Kohanchik back to the blue line to Molson. She will dump it right back deep. Giving chase is Lamoureux. Back to the blue line, played in by Hill. Picked up by Bellamy. She tries to get it out, but Hill will keep it in at the blue line. They battle for it along the near boards. Kohanchuk gets it loose, but she plays it outside of the blue line. And will pass across to Molson as they play keep away from the Blades offensive line. Lang pinching there. Hill plays it all the way across to Molson with Bray Ketchum attacking her. Short pass up to Baldwin. She will clear it to the line and out into center ice where it's picked up immediately by Fratkin. To the far boards, Ketchum dumps it in. Picked up by Laurel Hill. Up to Christy Zamora. Of course, Christy, the only remaining Zamora sister here on the Furies roster. Her sister retiring after winning the Clarkson Cup last season. Zamora plays it off the boards, kept in by Watchorn. Back to Molson, off the boards, but it's intercepted by Dugan, who tries to play it to the front of the net, but a nice play by Hill to prevent a shot. Good clean play as well. Smelter back to the blue line. Watchorn tries to play it deep, but Zamora got a stick on it. Play to the line and not quite out. Laurel Hill goes back to play it, and she will play it around the back of her own net, rather. Corey Chevry off the far boards, exchanges it with Vela. Brought back in by the Blades, and getting knocked down was Hill. No call on that one. She may have been expecting one. Bozek, who's got 2 points in 8 games in this her rookie season. Dugan plays it off the boards. There's Caroline Prevo on the ice. She has not seen a ton of ice time so far in this game. Attacking there is Terry. Terry takes the shot, stopped, but there was a rebound as Lacasse coughed one up, but nobody was there to knock it in. Spooner battles along the boards with Bolden. Off the far boards now, Lannis tries to get it out, and she does, and now Hillary Knight will bring it in with some speed, and she will fire it off the boards with a big bounce, though Lannis with a chance, and a great pad save by Kessler. She had to be on her toes as Lannis picked it up off of a strange bounce and just took a quick snapshot with some pretty good mustard on it. Played deep behind the Blades net. Watchorn plays it up to Koizumi in the neutral zone. Watchorn up to Fratkin. Bringing off the boards was Lannis. Back to Watchorn. She tries to fire it deep, but it gets caught up in the boards. Koizumi picks it up and passes behind the net to Dempsey. Jill Dempsey, who's got 4 goals, 3 assists this season in 8 games played, and it looks like a penalty is going to come here. On a hit off the boards, it's going to be we'll await the call on this one, as Hoffmeyer will go to the box. I believe it was body contact, but we will await the call from the public address announcer. Face-off won by the Blades, who carry the number 1 power play in the CWHL this season at 21.7%. So boarding the call against Hoffmeyer, just a 2-minute minor, and Toronto will test out their penalty kill. Dugan with the snapshot, rebound, a great save by Kessler. Puck is still loose in front, and she somehow, or rather that one, knocked into the net after the whistle. And a scrum ensues as the Furies not too pleased about those extracurriculars after the whistle. The Furies penalty kill this season, 4th of 5 at 82%. Interestingly enough, the only team that they have a better penalty kill than is the Boston Blades. They are just 75% this season on the penalty kill. Relevant to this situation, though, is that one, a pass back in the direction of Tara Watchorn, was cleared all the way out to the neutral zone, and now they're offside. Dugan tried to carry it in, so a little bit of growing pains on this power play. And of course, it is possible that these teams could be rusty, not having played in a couple of weeks. Face off in the Boston zone. I believe it may have been an intentional offside call. Knight takes the pass from Watchorn. She tried to send Dugan in. She tipped it back behind the net. Now they try and center it. Smelker on it. Knight back to Watchorn at the blue line. Over to Knight off the near boards. Her wrister was shot off of the leg of French, and it goes into the near corner. Knight to Watchorn, to Bellamy, trying to find an opening. Arts and Bonello pinching on her. Dugan in the near corner, over to Knight. That shot turned aside by Kessler, 40 seconds remaining on this power play. Played deep by Smelker. Knight once again will try and work the umbrella. Watchorn, back to Knight. Knight faked the shot. Now Watchorn's shot was tipped by Dugan over the net and off the boards. They keep it in with some great sustained pressure. Dugan across now. Great play by Bonello to prevent that one-timer by Hillary Knight, who was just waiting there on the left wing side. Finally, both teams will change with just 7 seconds remaining on the penalty to Hoffmeyer. Bringing it in now is Bolden with Koizumi. Koizumi brings it in close, and they score! Jessica Koizumi, right as the penalty expired to Hoffmeyer. On a scramble in front of the net, Koizumi has got her first of the season. And it is 1-0 for the Boston Blades. As you can see, Hoffmeyer getting ready to get out of the box there on the right of your screen. Great pass across to Koizumi. Knocks it in on the backhander through the 5-hole on Kessler. And there you go, the Boston Blades open the scoring here on the road. And they lead at 1-0. With just over 5.5 minutes remaining in the first period. So once again, Koizumi here in her 5th game of the season picks up her first goal. So the Furies, who have struggled somewhat on offense this season, will have to play catch-up here. Hill off of the face-off. She winds and fires, but that shot goes wide. to the glove side of Lacasse, and then that shot from the far side went off of her pad and into the netting and out of play. So in their last game here at home against the Thunder, Furies didn't manage a goal until early in the third period when they were already down 2-0 against Brampton. Game before that, they actually managed to score the first 2 goals of the game before the Thunder came back at home and beat them 5-4. That was back on Friday, December the 5th. Bozic takes a slapper from the point, but it's blocked by Koizumi. Played into the neutral zone where Bozek will backtrack and pass up to Tara French, French now battling with Bellamy, who streaks in. Koizumi waiting on the other side. They can't get it loose, and now they do. Lannis with the wrister, and Kessler flashes the leather off of that snapshot. That's the second great shot we've seen in the last 10 minutes or so by Rachel Lannis. She really has a bullet of a snapper, and Kessler has been ready both times so far. Bolden's shot from the blue line was blocked by a couple of her defenders. French plays it up to Terry. Terry takes a spill as she tried to get around Kelly Cook, or as Blades coach Digit Murphy would call it, she took a digger there as she tried to get around the defender. There is Cook trying to get around Hoffmeyer. She does, but the puck does not. Now Bonello picks it up behind her own net, up to Zamora. Cook tried to keep it in, but she overskated the blue line. Watchorn slaps it deep into the Toronto zone. Bonello plays it off the far corner. Back to Hoffmeyer behind the net. Dumped all the way up, a lead pass up to Vela. Vela with the slapper, and it's stopped by Lacasse. She was ready for that one, thinking shot all the way. And Lacasse perhaps was expecting a bit more of a difficult shot. May have taken her by surprise, but she reacted perfectly. And a penalty is coming here to the Furies. And I believe this one will be for body contact against Corey Chevry. So the Blades 0 for 1 on the power play, even though they opened the scoring just split seconds after that power play ended. So here we go. Toronto has Baldwin and Molson on the ice, along with Kohanchuk and Megan Bozic. Bellamy across to Washorn. Playing it deep, and Smelker tried to center it. Bellamy fakes the shot at the blue line. Makes the short pass to Dugan. Now Bellamy fires. It was tipped in front of the net, but it went wide. Watchorn plays it calmly back to the blue line, working the umbrella. Bellamy over to Knight. Hillary Knight in her favorite spot tried to play the tip, and she shot it wide intentionally, and it bounces off the boards and out into center ice. Knight across to Watchorn. She brings it in. The pass exchanges it with Dugan, and a great save by Kessler. She flashes the leather once again. Just a great give and go there by the Blades on the power play. And Kessler came across so quickly and robbed them with her glove. Her defenders will have to be thanking her for that one, as she prevents what could have been the insurance goal. Bolden's pass tipped by Arts off of the boards. Dempsey back to Koizumi. Koizumi picks it up in the corner, over to Dempsey. Bolden waiting at the blue line, back to Dempsey. Bolden with the wrister, no tip in front. Koizumi spins around but can't get the shot cleanly on Kessler, who will smother it and hang on. Smelker, Dugan, and Knight the power play unit of choice here with 40 seconds remaining. Bozic and Arts out there with Molson and Baldwin. Watchorn's shot goes wide. Chasing it into the corner was Megan Dugan. Knight to Watchorn. The shot stopped by Kessler once again. She's been busy in the last few minutes, but she has stood her ground. "27 seconds remaining in the body contact infraction to Corey Chevry, and 2 minutes remaining here in the first period. Bolden to Hillary Knight, back to Bolden. Knight calls for it, she fires it wide. Dugan from a bad angle, and it was stopped by Kessler and turned aside behind the net. Back to the blue line, Bolden. Back to Knight. Bolden fakes the shot. Now we'll try and wrist it. Bolden with the block. It's tipped in front. Rebound. Great save by Kessler. 2 more saves. And Christina Kessler just stopped a sure goal. Bolden faked the shot from the blue line. It was tipped perfectly out of the air. Bounced off the ground. Kessler made the first save. Stopped the first and second shots off of those rebounds. She is doing just about all that she can as the penalty expires. So Boston now 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Bolden to Bellamy at the blue line. Pass to Lannis. Puck gets caught up in Bonello's skates. Dempsey gets it loose. In the near corner, Koizumi there with her. Shot from the blue line goes wide by Bellamy. Bolden off the far boards, plays it behind the net to Koizumi. Now in the final minute here of the first. Hoffmeyer loses it as it's intercepted by Koizumi. Played back to Bolden at the blue line to Casey Bellamy. Bellamy to Bolden, she wrists it. Great block there by Hoffmeyer. Played to the line and out by Corey Chevry. Played deep by Bellamy. Bonello picks it up. On her is Dempsey. Lannis with some nice stick work to get it free, but Bonello keeps at it and plays it off the boards and deep into the Boston zone. Icing waved off as Fratkin plays it all the way off the boards and deep into the Toronto zone, where this will be an icing call against the Boston Blades with 16.1 seconds remaining in the opening period. Perfect opportunity here to give a shout out to Nico Cardarelli, our bro behind the mic, who's off tonight. Pleasure to be filling in for him here tonight as that snapshot off the faceoff by Tanis Lamoureux was stopped by Lacasse. And with 8 seconds left, the Blades will try one more opportunity. Knight will slap it from the blue line. It goes wide of the net. 2 seconds remaining, and the final buzzer will sound as Smelka was the last one to touch it. And after 20 minutes of play, it was a bit of a slow start to this one. The Blades open the scoring on Jessica Koizumi's first goal of the season right at the end of Boston's first power play opportunity, and from that point on they dominated play looking for that insurance marker. But Christina Kessler, just a fantastic first period for her. Unfortunate that she had to give up that goal. Can't really blame her too much for it. And after 20 minutes of play, the Boston Blades lead it 1-0. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back with second period action in just 10 to 15 minutes. You're watching CWHL action on CWHL.ca.
If you think texting in the middle of a game is a bad idea, what about texting while driving? Don't even think about it.
Drive now, text later, live longer. A message from Insurance Bureau of Canada and the Canadian Women's Hockey League.
And welcome back inside the MasterCard Center. We are just about to get underway with second period action between the Boston Blades and the Toronto Furies here on CWHL.ca. Asher Roth here calling this one solo tonight. And as you can hear the song Love Shack playing over the PA system, this has been anything but a love shack for these two teams, or really any two teams in this league. As we take a look at the only goal of the first period, Jess Koizumi's first of the season, right on the tail end of the first of two power play opportunities for the Blades in that first period. 0 for 2 on those aforementioned opportunities. The Toronto Furies did not get any power play opportunities. One thing we did not get to mention earlier on, this is in fact the third matchup of the season between these two teams. They played back in Boston on November the 15th and 16th, and the Blades took both of those games, in fact, by a combined score of 11-4. 6-2 on the 15th and 5-2 on the 16th. I believe in the 6-2 game, Christina Kessler stopped 21 of 26 before she was relieved in favor of Sammy Jo Small. Jenny Lacasse got the win in that game, and in the 5-2 game the very next day, Sammy Jo Small got the start, stopped 35 of 40. Brittany Ott picked up the victory in that one, stopping 21 of 23. So the second period is underway, and we don't have the exact shots in front of us from the first period, but as you can tell by the box scores of previous games and just by watching the action in the first, you can see as a chance there for the Furies that they have struggled with being outshot this season. So we'll see if they can turn it around here in the second, and a great start there as they had a scoring opportunity about 10 to 15 seconds in there. But now they will get another face-off deep in the Blade zone as icing is called just 25 seconds into the second period. So leading scorer this season for the Blades, Hillary Knight, with 4 goals and 8 assists. Leading goal scorer is Rachel Lonis with 5. For the Furies, their leading scorer, as I mentioned earlier, Natalie Spooner with 7 points, and their leading actual goal scorer is Caroline Prevost with 3 on the season. The pass intended for Lamoureux goes wide of her stick, and it's going to be an icing call against the Furies now. We still have not quite gotten out of the first minute of play here in the second. Face-off won by the Blades rather cleanly. Back to the blue line. Bellamy with a nice pass to Koizumi. Her shot tipped by Baldwin. And now a potential odd rush heading the other way, but the Blades got back, and Baldwin and Kahanchuk couldn't stay on side along with Lamoureux. So already we've got a couple of interactions here on Twitter. At Reina Delalza, I'm sorry to mispronounce her name there, Reina. Or Outrage Alpha, she calls herself, said hello. We'd like to say hello back, of course. And Michelle Lowe messaged me about 12 minutes ago asking if Megan's name is pronounced Duggan as opposed to Dugan. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're right on that one, and apologies to Megan Duggan's family. And perhaps if anybody would like to chip in and say what the correct pronunciation is, that would be phenomenal. But for now, we'll go with Duggan. Or Duggan, excuse me. Played now behind the net by the Blades, trying to get it away from their own net. Koizumi in the far corner with the pass up to Dempsey. She plays it off the boards and out to center ice. Launis tries to get it around Bonello, who is so solid defensively, just pins her to the boards, where they continue to battle away for it. Terry there to help out. She will get it free on her backhand. Zamora will have to chase it back into the near corner in her own zone. Play to the line, kept in by Fratkin. Pickett with the snapshot right from near the face-off circle in the slot, and Kessler makes the save. So we all remember the extremely exciting game back in March, the Clarkson Cup final that seemed like a sure thing for the Boston Blades. Just given the fact that the Furies, I believe of the 4 teams in the tournament last year, had the lowest record. The game was scoreless going into overtime before then Captain Brittany Smith for the Toronto Furies lit the lamp on a shot from the blue line, and that was your golden goal as the Toronto Furies went on to win their very first Clarkson Cup just 9 months ago. Lamoureux in the far corner plays it to the line and gets it just out past Hill, who couldn't keep it in. Cook will backtrack back to Watchorn. And it's played deep into the Toronto zone, but not strong enough for an icing as Cottrell battles with Hill for it behind the net. Chevry with the backhander, a bit weak. Intercepted there by Ketchum. They battle for it along the corner and on the boards, and the shot by Bolden turned aside by Kessler. Kept her stick down and redirected it into the corner. Bellamy with the shot, blocked in front by Molson. It's tipped back in and kept in by Bolden. Molson with the pass across to Hill. And Laurel Hill will play it up to her teammate Wilson, who plays it to the neutral zone, but it's brought right back in by Boston, cleared back out, and here they go the other way. Wilson chasing it, but Bellamy gets there first. Bit of a dangerous pass there right at the side of her net in the direction of Megan Myers. They fumble it, get it back, and now Toronto picks it up in the neutral zone, and it's dumped in deep by Megan Bozic. Lacasse out to play it. She backhands it up in the general direction of Corinne Buey. Kessler over to Bozic. Bozic off the boards into the neutral zone, and giving chase is Julie Allen. Intercepted by Smelker. And Knight will play it. Oh, her lead pass up towards Duggan went off of her stick and back behind the Toronto net, where Kessler aggressively came out to play it. Fratkin with the backhander to keep it in. It rolls in front of the net, and Kessler smothers it and will hang on. So apologize to our great follower, Reina. No surprise there that I mispronounced her name on the go. That's what happens when you try to read Twitter names in an improvised sense and don't actually read them over in your head before you go to say them. So apologize there to Reina. That shot there from the point by Watchorn went wide and hard off the boards. Hillary Knight trying to get away from Bonello, who's draped all over her. Played back to the blue line. Watchorn. Across to Duggan. Watchorn winds, fires. It goes wide once again. Knight got there, tried to tip it up towards Duggan, but it was tipped by Baldwin. Baldwin, who's gotten a ton of penalty killing minutes here tonight, and more specifically in the first period. Duggan across to Fratkin. Fratkin with the slapper. It's tipped by Knight just wide. The rebound, and it's gloved by Kessler once again. Once again, taking a quick look over at Twitter, I just want to thank @ValChazon for the nice compliment. Always great to get feedback. And of course, if you're not following me already, take a look at the Asheroth on Twitter. Interact with us if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or just want to say hi. Lannis across to Pickett. Pickett with the backhand centering pass, and unable to get to it was Lannis. Brought out towards the front of the net. Good play there by Terry to keep it out of the slot. Pass over to Bolden at the blue line. Her shot tipped in front off the goalpost. It went right through the crease. Rachel Lannis with the backhander behind her back, and it rolled through the goal crease and hit the inside of the post, but just not enough mustard on it. Bringing it out in front was Dempsey, but her shot goes high and wide. She was looking top corner. Bellamy's shot stopped by the pad of Kessler. Rebound goes to Dempsey. Jill Dempsey back to the blue line. Bellamy throws it towards the front of the net. Lannis looking for the rebound. It is instead shot by Cook, and it's stopped by the pad of Kessler. Molson tries to collect herself before passing it up towards the neutral zone. Pickett in the near corner off the boards. Centering pass towards Cottrell. Oh, she fumbled in, and now a break opportunity for the Furies. Coming the other way is Spooner. Spooner had it wrestled away from her. No call on a great defensive play there by Fratkin. Got to be wondering if there may be a reason that Natalie Spooner, who's arguably the best player to watch here for the Furies, has really not gotten a ton of ice time here tonight. Pass up to Fratkin. Myers battling for it. French gets her stick on it. Zamora giving chase. She collides with Fratkin. Cottrell shot blocked by Chevry, and a nice calm defensive play there by Bozic to get it away from the front of her net. On the rush now, Chevry along with her line mate Bozic. Bozic's on defense. Chevry is a forward. French in her own zone. Chevry tips it towards Hoffmeyer. Zamora tries to get it free, but it's intercepted on a nice play there by Buey. Corinne Buey behind the Toronto net. Gets it free. Bolden now. Or rather, Myers in front of Bolden. Bellamy with the pass across. That shot there by Lang went wide. And it will be lobbed up to the line, but not out. And now dumped out by the Furies. Picked up, though, immediately by Bellamy right at center ice. Up to Buey, but intercepted. Knight now brings it in, and a penalty, I believe, is going to come here. We'll await the call on this one. As we take another look at that shot off of the post just a few minutes ago. Oh, so close. Rachel Lannis nearly backhanded it past Christina Kessler. So I believe the Blades just took a penalty for too many skaters on the ice. They score! A power play goal. Natalie Spooner, I believe, is going to get credit for it. She tipped it in front of the net. And we are tied 1-1. Great puck movement there by the Furies. Shot from the blue line. The pass across to Terry, who's played very well. She makes the quick pass over to Natalie Spooner right there in the slot. And the Furies quickly take advantage. They interestingly have the league's fourth best power play at 12%, but that will improve now. So it turns out it was a too many skaters penalty, as I thought it was. And then Natalie Spooner picks up the goal, her third of the season, her team leading 8th point. The power play marker puts the Furies on the board and ties this one 1-1. That goal seemed to take everybody by surprise. Baldwin off the face-off. Her shot goes off of the skate of Knight. Kept in nicely by Bonello. Great pass in front, and then Kahanchuk was looking for the rebound off of the shot by Lamoureux, but she couldn't get to it. Hillary Knight leading a 3-on-2 rush. Duggan shot. Great save. Kessler rebound in front, but it bounces away from Cottrell before she could get her stick on it. Duggan knocked down, still gets it back to Fratkin at the blue line. Smelker off the boards, now Knight, back to Fratkin at the blue line. Back to Watchorn. Fratkin shot, great save by Kessler. She went down and put everything into that one. Just a great acrobatic save with her left pad, and she keeps this game deadlocked. 10:25 remaining in the second period, 1-1 the score. Jess Koizumi for Boston, Natalie Spooner for the Furies. Dempsey through the neutral zone, brings it in. Launis across with some speed, save, Kessler, rebound, and the shot goes wide by Dempsey. Bonello and Vela battle with Dempsey along the boards behind the net. It's wrestled free to the blue line and kept in by Launis. Koizumi in the near corner. Back to the blue line, Bolden. Bolden throws it at the net. It's tipped, screened is Kessler. They can't find it, and she lands up on top of it. There's a Boston skater down in front, and Kessler gives her a little shove. That was Jillian Dempsey, who got a little close for Christina Kessler's comfort. As we take another look at that fantastic save by Kessler. The slap shot from the blue line, and it looked as though Kessler may have been screened. Kaylee Fratkin has got a howitzer, but Kessler went all out and made a fantastic save. Prevost with the lead pass up to Terry. Spooner was streaking in there and couldn't quite get a clean shot away on the backhand. Spooner has unbelievable speed, and we really haven't even seen everything that she can do tonight, and that includes the fact that she's scored a goal. Terry tries to keep it in but can't. Kelly Terry's been getting some key minutes here tonight, despite the fact that she hasn't played a whole heck of a lot this season. And I just am looking to confirm that this is, in fact, her first game of the year. And yes, unless my records are drastically incorrect, this is, in fact, the first game of the season for Kelly Terry, and she has looked more than comfortable on this line with Spooner and Prevost. Brought in by Knight, but cleared by Terry, but kept in by Knight, and Duggan had it tipped away from her by Shannon Molson. Watchorn leaves it for Jordan Smelker. Smelker back behind the net to Duggan. She fumbled it a little bit, and Molson wound up with it, and she passes across to Laurel Hill. Hill will clear it to the blue line. Natalie Spooner gets tripped up as she comes towards the blue line, and that may be one of the more obvious penalty calls that we're going to see here tonight. As I believe it was Megan Duggan that laid herself out completely to knock Spooner down as she tried to streak in over the blue line. And so this will be the second power play opportunity for the Furies tonight. On their first one, they scored just seconds into it. Too many skaters on the ice penalty against the Blades. Good start here for the Furies as they win the faceoff. Bozek winds and fires. Great block there by Hillary Knight. Bozek keeps it in. Prevost Spooner with the tip in front, but it goes wide of the net. Koizumi slaps it off the boards and down the ice. That will give Boston a chance to regroup. Koizumi goes off for a line change, replaced by Lannis. Kelly Terry now getting power play minutes as well. Streaking along the left wing. Prevost, great pass to Spooner, but she couldn't get her stick on it. Prevost along the far boards, over to Spooner behind the net. She brings it out, playing the umbrella. Kahanchik back to Spooner. Spooner winds, fires, it's tipped in front. Terry trying to get her stick on it, and Kahanchik will chase it into the corner as it's knocked wide. Bringing it out in front is Terry once again on the backhand. It bounces around. Kahanchik tried to tip it in, but she couldn't, and it's cleared out and down the ice by Jillian Dempsey, but picking it up before it can roll past the center ice line was Bozek. Dumped back in deep by the Furies with 45 seconds remaining here on this second power play opportunity. 1-1 the score, 7:04 remaining in the second. Shannon Molson fakes the shot. Gets Lannis out of her way, and then they pass into the corner to Megan Arts. Molson winds and fires. Her shot turned aside easily by Lacasse, as the screen was not quite there full-fledged. It's played all the way in front of the net to Kessler, who aggressively plays it, trying to waste no time. Chevry passes up to Baldwin. Baldwin, great pass behind her back, but getting there first was Bellamy before Arts could get her stick on it. Bonello throws it towards the front of the net. Bellamy got her stick on it and blocked it. And the Blades back at full strength. The Furies now 1 for 2 on the power play. Getting tripped up there was the Furies defender Bozek. Bozek, of course, playing against a number of her teammates on the American national team. Watchorn shot blocked in front. I'm not sure Kessler got a piece of it, but they maintain possession. Hillary Knight trying to center it. Knight over to Fratkin. Takes a hit along the boards from Vela. Around the boards behind the Toronto net. Played by Bonello behind her back. Bozek exchanges it with Bonello. Takes her time with 5:35 remaining here in the second. Bozek to Bonello. She slaps it up towards Allen. A nice lead pass. 2-on-1 opportunity. Allen shot the rebound in front, and Vela couldn't get her stick on it. Wilson tried to dump it deep, but it went right to Watchorn. Blades will play it out. Ketchum gives it up there to Wilson, and here comes Allen. She coughs it up, though, as she tried to cleanly get to her forehand. French knocks it off the boards and deep into the Blade zone. Watchorn gives it up. Baldwin looking for a teammate there. Lamoureux was in front, but Watchorn tipped it away from her. Molson off of the boards, trying to find Baldwin. She tips it in. Getting to it first, though, is Fratkin. Fratkin dangerously once again plays it through the slot and somehow maintained possession. Now it's dumped deep by Dena Lang. Toronto picks it back up. Kahanchik gets tripped up. No call this time. That almost sent Lannis in on a break, but Molson was there waiting for her. Kahanchik with the hard pass across to Lamoureux. Here come the Blades the other way. Dempsey. Great pass in front to Lannis, and Koizumi was robbed by Kessler. Oh, a great one-timer by Boston. And Kessler ready once again. Lannis' shot goes wide. It bounced off the boards, came out in front. Nobody there for the rebound. Baldwin throws it behind the net. Hill can't get to it as she's kept in check. Dempsey centering pass. Lannis, a shot from the slot, and Christina Kessler playing one of her best games of the season here tonight. She just hasn't quite been able to find a rhythm this season. Of course, the Furies opened the season with a couple of shootout victories against Calgary and Brampton before losing their next two, splitting a couple games with Montreal, and then they lost their last two to the Thunder. Hoffmeyer gives it up to Pickett, who knocks her down. Cottrell. Oh, a huge hit along the boards by Spooner, and that's going to draw a penalty. Cottrell with the backhander scores! Right as Lacasse got to the bench for the extra attacker, the puck was thrown in front of the net. Kessler made the initial save. And as you can see, the Boston player going down in front may have distracted Kessler a little bit. And the Blades take a 2-1 lead on the delayed penalty. So Spooner avoids taking what likely would have been either a boarding or an elbowing penalty, but nevertheless it puts Toronto in reeling mode, and the Blades wind up with the go-ahead goal. I believe it was Ashley Cottrell picking up her first of the season, but we will await the call. And so after the Furies pretty much controlled the play for most of the second period here, it's the Blades who find an extra gear off of a bit of a dirty hit by Natalie Spooner, and they take a 2-1 lead. Knight went down, lost her stick. I'm not sure if she was trying to hold the line without going offside. And so indeed it's Cottrell picking up her first of the season unassisted. So a pair of Boston Blades players picking up their first of the season tonight, Koizumi and Cottrell. We'll see if the Furies can find the equalizer. Duggan looking for a passing lane in front. Finds Bellamy on the far side, trying to knock it in at the side of the net was Knight, but Kessler stood her ground. At the blue line, Casey Bellamy. Bolden now deep at the blue line. Her shot tipped, took a funny bounce, and nearly getting a shot away was Megan Myers. Cleared to the line, not quite out though by Vela. Now she does get it out, and chasing it off the far boards was Laurel Hill. Or pardon me, that's Tara French, and she will head off for a line change. Out comes Molson. She'll exchange it with Laurel Hill. Taking a digger there was Myers. Wilson along the near boards. Minute 36 remaining here in the second. 2-1 the Blades lead. Unable to keep it in at the blue line was Hill. She still manages to backhand it over to Allen, who couldn't find that pass. Lang leads the charge the other way up to Ketchum. She backhands it behind the net. Ketchum throws it at the net, and Kessler throws her glove on it and hangs on. Great action here in the second period. So once again, I want to thank our interactions on Twitter. Kendra Brooks at English in 234 tells me that it is in fact Corinne Bowie. So I apologize to Corinne for mispronouncing her name. Back to the blue line. Slap shot there, goes wide of the net, and Allen tried to clear it out. It's intercepted. Hillary Knight brings it out in front. Her shot turned aside by the toe of Kessler. Fratkin at the blue line, across to Duggan. Now Watchorn. Watchorn winds and fires, and smothering it was Kessler, or did it get past her? The Blades were acting as though it might have gone in, but Kessler made that save. She couldn't find it. So the Furies, after dominating most of the play here in the second, cough up the go-ahead goal, and they will look to shake it off heading into the third. In the near corner, now up to Watchorn at the blue line. She winds and fires. It goes wide. Fratkin now off the far boards with 30 seconds remaining in the second. She gets tripped up, and a penalty coming here to the Furies. And not a great way to close out this second. And so it's going to be Tara French heading to the box for the Furies. And this will give the Blades their third power play opportunity. They are 0 for 2 so far. Bellamy from the blue line over to Cottrell, or excuse me, that is in fact Smelker. Knight on the far side, Watchorn. French picks up the tripping penalty at 19:54. Smelker wrists it up and over the Toronto net. As time is going to wind down, it's fired off and down the ice by Bozek, and that's going to do it for the second period of action. So after the Furies were dominated in the first, they find the equalizer. A power play goal by Natalie Spooner makes it 1-1. But then Spooner giveth, Spooner taketh away on a delayed penalty that she would have gotten. The go-ahead goal was potted by Ashley Cottrell, and that puts the Blades up 2-1 heading into the third period. So an action-packed first 40 minutes of play. Stay tuned for the final 20. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes time. Blades 2, Furies 1. You're watching CWHL action on the CWHL website, cwhl.ca.
Canadian Women's Hockey League.
If you think texting in the middle of a game is a bad idea, what about texting while driving? Don't even think about it.
Drive now, text later, live longer. A message from Insurance Bureau of Canada and the Canadian Women's Hockey League.
And third period action just about set to get underway here at the MasterCard Center. You are watching CWHL action here on CWHL.ca. Boston Blades leading the Toronto Furies 2-1 after 2 periods of play. Boston opened the scoring back in the first on Jessica Koizumi's first goal of the season. Toronto evened it up on the power play. Equalizer scored by Natalie Spooner, and then Boston took the lead as Spooner was about to get a delayed penalty. Ashley Cottrell picking up her first of the season. That made it 2-1, and that's where we stand. And the Furies still on the penalty kill for another minute and 22 seconds. As Tara French still in the box. I believe it was a tripping call that she took late in the second. Bolden behind her own net. Bellamy with her. Pinching on her there was Prevost. Brought in by her numerical counterpart, Hillary Knight. Knight across to Duggan to the blue line. Bellamy back to Duggan. Bellamy with a slapper, blocked inadvertently by her own teammate Smelker, and it winds up behind the net. Played off the far boards, and a whistle here. Called by the far referee. Couldn't quite see what the play was. It may have been a high stick or a hand pass, or the net may have been off. No, I believe the net was off its moorings. So 47 seconds have gone by here in the third. And the linesman would like a redo on that face-off. Power play line for the Blades. Duggan, Knight, and Smelker, with Bellamy and Bolden holding the fort on the blue line. For Toronto, the penalty kill, Prevost, Hoffmeyer, Bonello, and Kelly Terry. Bolden at the blue line to Bellamy. Back to Bolden, 26 seconds remaining on this power play. Bolden with the slapper, and it's stopped by Kessler. She saw that one cleanly and hangs on. It's the Furies with a power play goal tonight. 1 for 2 on the power play. Boston, 24 seconds away from finishing their third power play of the game. How will it end? Dempsey picks it up along the near boards. Art's battling with her. She goes to pinch on Fratkin, who keeps it in. Exchanges it with Launis. Back up to Launis. Launis with the centering pass up to Dempsey. She tipped it right back to the blue line. Fratkin back into the corner to Dempsey. Launis with the no-look pass to Koizumi, who then gets upended by Arts in front of the net. Watchorn gets around Spooner, who then was trying to go off to the races. Now she'll try again, plays it off the near boards, and look at her go. 3 strides, and she's already in the Boston zone. But she couldn't get a shot away, battling against 4 defenders with only Lamera back. Bonello throws it towards the net. It was tipped wide by Spooner. Dempsey across to Launis. Boston now 0 for 3 on the power play, although they did manage to score the go-ahead goal with a delayed penalty. Chevry loses it to Kelly Cook. Wilson picks it up, tried to center it. Nobody was there. Bonello slaps it, and it gets to the net, but Lacasse makes the save. Genevieve Lacasse getting the start. Face-off won by the Furies. Back to the blue line to Bozic, who will dump it deep. Here come the Blades the other way, 2-on-2. Casey Pickett trying to get loose, but Bozek watched her all the way. Now a slapper from the far boards goes wide of the net on the glove side of Kessler. Bellamy giving chase in her own end. Takes a shove there from Zamora and Vela. Bellamy played it up into the neutral zone, tried to get it towards Bowie, but instead it was intercepted by Bozek. Passes up to Lamera. Takes a hit along the boards from Bolden. Myers loses it on a giveaway to Bonello. Now Myers brings it in. Great pass to the side to catch him, but she couldn't quite receive that pass. Great creativity, though. And here comes Bolden the other way. Alyssa Bolden coughs it up to Fratkin. She had Kahanchuk tailing behind her, but she couldn't get her stick on it. Bringing it in offside is Corinne Bowie. .16:09 remaining here in the third. The Blades lead it 2-1. Some more difficulties on the face-off. They will try it again. Hillary Knight will take the face-off against Kelly Terry for the Furies, who's playing in her first game of the season for Toronto, and as I mentioned earlier, has not really looked out of place at all. Spooner carries it in with some speed. Terry throws it at the net. Redirected away by the pad of Lacasse. Here they come the other way. Smelker throws it at the net. Stick saved by Kessler. Duggan picks it up in the neutral zone, exchanges it with Fratkin. Smelker off the boards towards Hillary Knight. She misses it, and it's going to be an icing call against the Blades. Just under 4.5 minutes into the third. So face-off will be to the right, or stage left, of Jenny Lacasse. Playing it into the neutral zone there was Megan Duggan. She will play it deep. Kessler comes out to play it, leaves it for Tara French. Put a little too much mustard on that pass, nearly gave it away. Bringing it out is Julie Allen. Allen backhands it deep. Lacasse out to play it a bit dangerously as two Toronto players were streaking in towards her. Bolden up to Duggan. It was tipped away. French winds up with it. Back to Bozek. Tara French makes a nice move around a streaking Hillary Knight and plays it softly off of the far boards. Pass across to Koizumi. Throws it at the net. Nice pad save by Kessler. Bolden up to Lannis. She throws it at the net. Stopped by Kessler once again. Chevry tried to clear it out, but it was tip off of the skate of Dempsey. They battle for it at center ice, and it's dumped into the Boston zone. Picked up, though, by Fratkin and dumped deep into the Toronto end. Hill giving chase as icing is waved off. Oh, she gave it away in a dangerous move in front there. Dempsey tried the wraparound on Kessler, but she kept low to the post and made the save. Solid game tonight for Christina Kessler. Can't really blame her for either of the goals she's allowed. The first one on a nice deke move that she was essentially left out to dry on. Lannis will try the wraparound once again. It's loose in front, but Kessler gets her glove on it. So 14:03 remaining in the third period. 2-1 Boston. Face off to the right of Kessler. Won by the Furies, and Bonello controls it, bringing it around her own net and passes it up to Lamera. Kohanchuk stands her ground against Watchorn, gets it to Bonello, who dumps it deep, although gives it away to Fratkin. Pickett trying to play keep away from Kahanchuk. They battle for it along the far boards. Fratkin trying to get it loose. There to help her is Cottrell, who scored the go-ahead goal. Big hit there along the boards, and a clean one by Balden on Fratkin, who was a little slow to get up. Balden still on the ice. Kahanchuk off of the far boards, trying to find a centering lane, but nobody there. Great job by the Blades to clog up those passing lanes. Bozek picks it up in the neutral zone up towards Kahanchuk. Kahanchuk brings it in over the blue line, winds and fires, and it's stopped by Lacasse off of her right arm. Pulled into Bellamy. Here they come the other way. Throwing it towards the net there was Corinne Bowie, and Kessler makes the save. Well, if you can't get enough Boston-Toronto, these two teams will be facing each other once again tomorrow afternoon. It'll be a 12:45 start here at the MasterCard Center. Catch the Blades and the Furies in their final games respectively before the holiday break. And a shot there from the blue line is gloved by Lacasse, and she will hang on. Just a reminder that that game tomorrow will not be televised or web streamed, so if you want to catch that game, you're going to have to come out here to the MasterCard Center. Tickets are reasonable, and the action is always well worth it. For more ticket info, check out CWHL.ca, and if you're watching this, you already are. Picked up by Smelker. She will pass it up to Duggan. Duggan with the pass to Knight, and her shot goes wide, and she goes streaking into the boards. She'll get up quickly. Looks like she's all right, as the net it's knocked off its moorings with 12:18 remaining in the third. Shannon Molson out there right now for the Furies, along with Laurel Hill on defense. Forward lines right now, Allen, Arts, along with Katie Wilson. Shot there by Smelker was tipped up and out of play. Play is kind of slowed down in the last couple minutes or so as two teams battle for any openings. Things have tightened right up. And the faceoff will be to Kessler's left, to the far end of your screen, controlled by the Blades. Played deep by Fratkin. Off the boards, Molson. Over to Chevry. Watchorn can't keep it in at the blue line. Pinching now is Wilson, trying to get it past Fratkin. There with her was Arts. Knight to Duggan, back to to Knight. Brought in over the blue line, Molson. Cross to Hill. Laurel Hill gets past Knight, who looks a little bit tired. Hill's shot turned aside by Lacasse. The rebound, they couldn't get a clean shot away. Arts was there buzzing with Chevry. Bonella with the slapper from the blue line, blocked by a couple of Boston defenders, and here comes Knight. And she will finally head off for a line change as she softly dumps it deep into the far corner. Play is slowed right down. Hill with the pass up towards Lamoureux. Bolden gets there first, trying to keep it away from Lamoureux. Hoffmeyer can't keep it in at the blue line. Koizumi with some speed. Bonello gets it away. Bonello across to Hoffmeyer. Off of the boards and just out at the blue line. Bellamy couldn't keep it in. Kahanchuk chasing her. Bonello keeps it from entering her own zone. Plays it off the boards into the Boston end, but not deep, as Bolden picks it back up. Bolden skates around the face-off circle. Her pass too much for Koizumi off of the boards. Bolden there to help out. She will carry it in over the blue line. Her centering pass was tipped away by Bonello. Lamoureux with a nice move to get it around Dempsey. She will dump it deep into the near corner in the Boston end. Fratkin gets there. Watching her there was Terry. Played deep by Pickett. Terry loses it at the blue line to Pickett, who plays it back in deep. Now in the final 10 minutes here of the third, Blades still lead 2-1 on a go-ahead marker by Cottrell. At even strength, although Jenny Lacasse was just about to enter the bench for the sixth attacker on a delayed penalty by Natalie Spooner, and that put the Blades up 2-1, and that's still where we stand here with 9:30 remaining in the third. Terry up to Spooner, great pass, and Prevo's shot was blocked in front, and then Spooner couldn't get the shot away. Lacasse was out of position. Blades clear it out into the neutral zone. Terry gives it right away to Bolden. Up to Hillary Knight. Knight to Duggan. Her shot goes high. Off the boards, but picked right back up by Duggan. Hillary Knight with the shot off of the goalpost, and then Kessler knocked the net off with her skate. Kessler may have been caught there a little bit out of position. She looked like she was square to the shot, but it beat her and then hit off the goalpost, and then as she backtracked to try to fix her angle, she knocked the net off. Boston controls it off the face-off. Unable to cleanly get it free there was Smelker. It's dumped into the neutral zone, but Blake Bolden, who's gotten a ton of ice time tonight, picks it up and passes up towards Smelker, who brings it into the Furies' end. They battle in front of the linesman. Molson plays it off the boards to the blue line. Bolden keeps it in across to Casey Bellamy. Back to Bolden. And over to Duggan. Bolden slaps, fires, stopped, and the big rebound was just kept away as Molson and Bonello kept Knight in check, and that really gives you an idea of just how dangerous Hillary Knight is, as it took both Toronto defenders there to wrestle her away from that loose puck. I did mention at the opening of the game that this is a slightly different Boston roster. Of course, no Kate Buser this season, and she was such a huge part of that dangerous line that Hillary Knight was on last year, along with Kelly Stack, who's also, she's actually on the team but is injured right now, and so that takes 2/3 away from what was by far the most dangerous line in last year's Clarkson Cup. Julie Allen, an interesting bounce rather. Had that puck bounce up behind the net and land right in front of Lacasse in her crease, and she had to think quick and cover it up. So a big thank you for those who have tuned in here on this busy Saturday night. A reminder that if you're watching live and you missed the start of the game, all of our games here on CWHL.ca are, of course, archived, and those archives are free to watch on demand whenever you'd like. Koizumi across to Fratkin. Dempsey to Fratkin at the blue line. Her shot blocked in front, I believe inadvertently by Launis. They'll try it again. Great toe save there by Kessler. Launis couldn't knock in the rebound, and it's cleared to the blue line just out. Arts can't find the bouncing puck. Allen gave a shove to Koizumi, who's really been a pest to the Furies tonight, and scored the first goal of the game. Puck bounces in front of Kessler, and she will smother it with 7:09 remaining here in the third. Face-off won by the Furies as they try to find any sort of momentum here in the third. I don't believe they've had more than one or two shots. Bonello has it wrestled away from her, but now Lamoureux with a great play to get it loose. She tries to find Kahansha, goes for the shot, Baldwin gets it loose. They score! Alyssa Bolden on what looked like a harmless rush in front of the Boston net. The puck was still loose. Bolden jumped on it. And her second of the season has tied things up once again at 2 apiece. So we take another look. Again, the play looked harmless. It's brought in towards the front of the net. Kahanchuk was waiting there in front, and then Bolden, the third player in, just tucks it up and into the high part of the net, just off of the inside of the crossbar. And the Toronto Furies find the equalizer at the 13:08 mark, and just like that, it's a whole new game, 2-2. So Bolden's second of the season. Kahanchuk picks up her 5th assist of the year, and Tanis Lamoureux, the rookie, has her first CWHL point. And it's 2-2 right off the faceoff. Duggan's shot goes high over the right shoulder of Kessler. Duggan had it in the neutral zone, lost possession. Bolden there to help. Smelker there with her. Nice pass up to Hillary Knight. 1-on-2. Knight with the shot. It was tipped off of the stick of Megan Bozick. Terry tried to dump it in, but Bolden wound right up with it. She backtracks to Casey Bellamy. Bellamy loses it to Natalie Spooner, who's dangerous. She brought it out in front of the net, but couldn't quite get the shot away. And you get the feeling sometimes that Natalie Spooner has so much talent that sometimes she overskates her own mind. Tries to do 4 or 5 different things at once and just doesn't have the time or space. Just brimming with talent is number 24. But you get that feeling about Hillary Knight, too. On the Boston side, as that shot from the blue line was tipped in front by Bellamy, and it just went wide. Watchorn kept it in at the blue line. Picked up by French behind the net, up towards Kahanchuk. She plays it into the Boston zone, deep, but not deep enough for an icing call. Vela picks it up in the corner. Bonello at the blue line. Her shot was tipped wide. She did not see French over there waiting on the other side. Watchorn throws a big hit along the boards on Vela, and a not very timely penalty here for the Blades. I believe it's going to be boarding. Boarding the call against Tara Watchorn. And how's this for an opportunity for a Furies team that's already got a power play goal tonight? And they scored on that one quite early into that first power play they had. It was a too many skaters on the ice penalty against Boston. They control it off the face-off, but losing it there was Kelly Terry, and Duggan wrestled it into the neutral zone. Brought back in by Prevost. Lacasse out to play it. Didn't quite see Spooner streaking in on her. Kohanchuk keeps it in at the blue line. Prevost on the near boards. Caroline Prevost to Kohanchuk. To Bozick. Her pass a little bit wide of Terry, who maintains it anyway. Kelly Terry threw it towards the front of the net, but getting there first was Blake Bolden, who backhand lobs it into the neutral zone, and it's handled by a high stick. I believe off of the high stick of Megan Bozick. 4.5 remaining here in the third period. 1:25 remaining in the boarding penalty to Tara Watchorn. As one of my favorite songs from the 90s plays, if anyone remembers Sugar Ray. That puck played off the far boards and out into the neutral zone. Bellamy picks that one in. Bozic picks it up with her backhand, transfers to her forehand, and will lead the rush the other way, and now she finds a streaking Natalie Spooner. Spooner gets it around Fratkin, brings it around the back of the net, finds Kelly Terry on the far side. Terry loses it to Bozic, nearly led an odd woman rush for Megan Duggan. Along the near boards, picked up by Hillary Knight. And dumped in by Bolden. Spooner picks it up. 30 seconds remaining on this power play. Spooner brings it in over the blue line. Her wrister, it was screened a little bit by Bolden, but Lacasse saw it anyway. Face-off will be to the left of Jenny Lacasse. Bonello plays it at the blue line as Toronto will try to get a couple more opportunities with 18 seconds remaining on this power play. Baldwin with the centering pass to Chevry. She couldn't get a clean shot. Molson elected to pass to Bonello. Probably a good decision. Her shot then blocked by Dempsey, who didn't see it. Bonello winds up with it. 2 seconds remaining, and that's going to do it for the power play. Arts gets knocked down behind the net, a little bit slow to get up with exactly 3 minutes remaining here in the third. Watchorn brings it in, 2-on-1. The shot by Dempsey, great save by Kessler. And she prevented the rebound there, and then a high shot there by Pickett was gloved by Kessler, and the crowd showing their appreciation for number 35, who's had a fantastic game here tonight. If you do get the opportunity, folks, watch back on that late first period, early to mid-second period, when Christina Kessler faced a flurry of opportunities and made some phenomenal saves. A few with her glove and one acrobatic one on a slap shot from the point, a howitzer off of the stick of Kaylee Fratkin. Thrown towards the front of the net. Pickett now leaves it at the blue line, and Fratkin's shot goes up and over the net. It was tipped. Cottrell back to Watchorn at the blue line. Watchorn tries to get it around Vela. French checks her player along the boards in the corner. That was Kelly Cook. Watchorn plays it up to Pickett. 1-on-4, and Pickett elects to play it off the boards to a streaking Hillary Knight on the near side. Knight takes a hit from French. Terry trying to get it away from Jordan Smelker. Smelker winds up with it, takes a hit from Bozic. Lamera clears it to the line, but not out. Bolden keeps it in. On the far side, across to Duggan. Her shot stopped by Kessler. And with 1:40 remaining, the team still search for the go-ahead goal. This Toronto Furies team, coached by Sommer West, of course the defending champs, as I've mentioned a couple of times. Coach West has led this program since the beginning, has really done a fantastic job. Really willed her team to victory last year with a very calm approach. As Prevost got knocked down there, lost her stick, and the crowd was howling for a penalty. Michelle Bonello up to Natalie Spooner. Furies have their dangerous line out there. Kelly Terry in front. She gets tripped up and they score! Kelly Terry got knocked down. It looked like it may have been a penalty shot opportunity, and instead she wills it past Jenny Lacasse down low. In her first game as a Toronto Fury, Kelly Terry, and we take a look at the rebound. It was a dangerous 2-on-1. She streaked in, and I believe it goes in off of the Boston defender and beats Lacasse down low. And so the Furies, who have overcome 2 deficits tonight, have their first lead of the game with 1:10 remaining and timeout called here. One would have to assume by the Boston Blades. Now we're taking another look at the replay here, and it's of the opinion of our producer, Steve Mitchell, that that one may have been offside by a stride or two. So Kelly Terry gets her first CWHL point and goal. The assist goes to Caroline Prevost. That is her 6th point, 3rd assist. And an interesting strategy for Coach West, who has definitely not overplayed her top line of Prevost, Spooner, and Terry tonight. Don't forget the Furies tonight without Brooke Beezer and Tessa Bonhomme, a couple of their veterans, along with Mallory DeLuce and Alora Keers. All scratches tonight. Knight brings it in. Now on the wing side. Great save by Kessler. Final 35 seconds of this game. Knight throws it at the net from an odd angle, and Kessler smothers it. And now you can hear the crowd showing her the appreciation she deserves. It's been a tight night here for the crowd at the MasterCard Center. The Blades have controlled the play for probably more than half of the game. But the Furies have willed their way back into this game twice and now have the lead with 32.4 seconds remaining here in the third. To quickly summarize, Jessica Koizumi opened the scoring late in the first, her first of the season. Natalie Spooner tied it up on the power play in the second. For Ashley Cottrell, scored even strength on a delayed penalty. That made it 2-1. Then, of course, it was tied up. And then Kelly Terry with the go-ahead marker. Of course, it was Alyssa Baldwin picking up the equalizer. That was her second of the season. So Boston controls it off the faceoff. Bellamy's shot tipped in front. Great poke check there by Kessler to keep it away from Duggan. Bellamy at the blue line to Watchorn. Her shot goes wide. Takes a bounce off the boards. The pass behind the back. Intercepted by Arts, and she will clear it into the neutral zone. 13 seconds remaining here. Slapped in by Watchorn. Desperately giving chase is Smelker. She dumps it behind the net. Duggan trying to find a centering pass. Knight there buzzing. 4 seconds remaining. Molson smothers it along the boards, and that's going to do it. The Toronto Furies win it 3-2. Somewhat of an unlikely victory, a comeback victory for the home side, and that will tie them with Brampton. In fact, that will give them the lead pending the results of the Thunder's game tonight. The Furies improved to 500, 4-4-1. The game-winning goal scored by Kelly Terry. We're going to try and get her for a post-game interview. But meanwhile, on our side, we're going to wrap this one up quickly. So once again, let's quickly summarize the goals by Boston. Jessica Koizumi opened it. Ashley Cottrell made it 2-1 for Toronto. So we'll take a look at a summary here of the game-winning goal. Keep an eye at the left of your screen, and it looked as though Caroline Prevost may have been a stride offside, but nevertheless, Kelly Terry, with a little help from the Boston defense, beats Jenny Lacasse down low, and for the first time this season, Genevieve Lacasse loses in regulation. So one more summary. Koizumi opened the scoring. It was initially tied up by Natalie Spooner. Ashley Cottrell made it 2-1. It was tied up by Alyssa Baldwin. And then Kelly Terry, playing in her first game of the season for the Toronto Furies, not even listed on their roster on their website, picks up the game-winning goal. here at the MasterCard Center. Kessler improves to 3-3. Lacasse falls to 4-0-1. And we're going to wrap this one up. For all of our crew here at the MasterCard Center, Steve Mitchell, Jennifer Mitchell, and Carrie Lonergan, my name is Asher Roth. Be sure to check out CWHL.ca for full highlights of this game and our post-game interview. My name is Asher Roth. Have yourselves a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Merry Krishna Kwanzaa, and a very Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2015.
Drive now, text later, live longer. A message from Insurance Bureau of Canada and the Canadian Women's Hockey League.
If you think texting in the middle of a game is a bad idea, what about texting while driving? Don't even think about it.
Drive now, text later, live longer. A message from Insurance Bureau of Canada and the Canadian Women's Hockey League.
If you think texting in the middle of a game is a bad idea, what about texting while driving? Don't even think about it.
Drive now, text later, live longer. A message from Insurance Bureau of Canada and the Canadian Women's Hockey League.